Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope everybody is having a great week so far. It is Thursday, the 25th of February. I hope everybody's having a great night or great day, good morning, whatever the time may be. I hope everybody's having a great time. It's 9 o'clock my time. I hope everybody's having a great week. I have been wanting to do this for a minute, and I talked about this in the last video that I just uploaded is Pokemon Yellow Randomizer Nuzlocke Challenge, Part 15, that I'm not particularly in the series. I'm not finding a series sticking to me personally that I want to create for YouTube. There are some games that I'm playing. Again, I did Valheim, I did The Witcher, but they just weren't sticking for me. Like, I love the games, but for me, they seem like they're going to take a lot longer of a time to play them. It's going to be mostly a live stream kind of series of games, and I haven't really stuck. Something hasn't put me into that frame of mind of having these. There's not a game out there that's making me want to play it for a second. For a second series. So I'm going to mainly make it to where Pokemon is going to be the main series from here on out until we beat it. And then I'm going to get into Crystal Clear Pokemon, a fan main game that is going to be our second game that we're going to pick up. And eventually I do want to go and get into a second game while playing Crystal Clear that will keep us in a rhythm of having every other day be a new game, and then Crystal Clear, and then just keep those going for a while. Like what I've talked about before, I have played Frostpunk, and I got to day 43, and all of a sudden it got significantly more difficult. I'm gonna probably end up losing that game, that playthrough, because I'm just out of all of the resources. But with all that being said, I have not found a game that I am just overly blown to have as a series. But this is something I want to do instead, and that is, I got some notes right up here, and I want to talk to you guys about games. I want to talk to you personally, you guys, and have a good time talking about video games and the development of video games, how we comprehend and what makes us love video games for what they are, and that we as people connect with these games in some sort of fashion. And today's category is called attributes / statistics for the people out there that are sports people, that are CEOs of companies. They look at the statistics. Also, attributes is a good, well-known term for in video games. And the most well-known way of looking at attributes is the thing called Dungeons and Dragons, that you make your own character, and there are 5 well-known attributes that is well-known common terms, and that is strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution, and charisma. Those are well-known terms, not just in Dungeons and Dragons, but as human beings, that from the time that we are born, that we start to learn to crawl, walk, and start to talk, to everyday life, learning about this, that we as human beings are trying to comprehend, try to develop and evolve with these different attributes, different common terms that we as humans develop with time. And in all walks of life, we try to learn and try to get better about these several categories of how we go through life with them. Whether it's strength, being aware you can either be able to hit things harder, be able to pick up things that are heavier with strength, so on and so forth. That's a key one. For me, with my job right now, is simply picking up bags of dog food, picking up cat food, picking up kitty litter, picking up little toys. So anything from a little dog twig that weighs like 0.01 ounces. I can just easily throw it into my bin that I put product into it. I just throw it across the room because it's a twig to kind of pick up 45 to 50 pound dog foods. That requires strength for you to be able to pick up that big old bag and put it into the bin. That's going to be a lot of weight. And if I want to get my strength even more up, I can go buy dumbbells that are 50 pounds. And if I go and I start doing my dumbbells, I start crunching them, each 50 pounds on each hand, I can in turn be able to pick up those 50 pound dog foods and put them into the bin. That's a way of acquiring strength. And that's just in a job. I thought I would break down each things in life that we all comprehend and then ask you guys some questions. When it comes to sports, having strength, whether it's in football, being able to, when you catch the football and your opponent is trying to tackle you to take you down, to have the strength to will your way through, or not will your way through, but to have the strength to pull him with you to try to go to the other end zone. Whether it's you're a running back and you run through, or you're trying to run to get through with the ball in your hands, people are going to try to hit you to take you down. If you have the leg strength and the arm strength, just a whole overall strength to push through and get to that touchdown or the end zone is key when it comes to basketball. Be able to, again, drive to the hoop and be able to do what LeBron does, and that's have such great strength to be able to to get yourself up and be able to play the ball into the hoop while your opponent is trying to make sure that you don't score. It's just examples for some of the sports. And again, for when it comes to some video games, for an example, one of the more well-known genres of games is, and not just genre, but games that everybody absolutely love, are Fallout and Elder Scrolls, are some of the more well-known games that people see with strength, that you're able to carry more. You're able to chop down trees easier. So on and so forth. You're able to actually punch and hit your creature, your mob of some sort, to make it where they take damage when you take extra damage whenever you using your fist as with strength. Or just that's just one example when it comes to the word attribute that that brings intrigue as we talk about the word attribute. That from the beginning of time when you had Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong, where Mario's climbing up the ladder to try to go save Peach, or the princess at the time, and Donkey Kong's sending down the barrels down the ladder and down the ladders, and you're trying to have her jump over those barrels. Technically, in that game specifically, you don't see +1, or you don't see the dexterity of the dexterity attribute. But as we, as gamers, have developed the knowledge, it was being versatile to be able to jump over a barrel that is rolling down towards you. Another one, when it comes to that game, is you pick up a hammer and you're able to destroy the barrels via the hammer. That is strength, where you're able to pick up that hammer and able to destroy those barrels. That it doesn't really specify that you're using strength and versatility or dexterity, but that's just a couple examples when it comes to attributes. And there's so many more things of attributes that you can develop, that you play, that you can grow your skills or develop your attributes with. Valheim, the game that I recently played, pardon me, it has several different attributes. You have swimming, jumping, sneak, wood cutting, axes, unarmed. But with all that being said, with me personally, when it comes to the term attribute, what I find very interesting about attribute is the games that I play, for example, World of Warcraft, that there are certain classes that certain attributes, when it comes to WoW, you have agility, you have strength, you have stamina, intelligence, or just examples as far as attributes. In Spirit is another one. There are key attributes when it comes to the World of Warcraft. Certain classes have intelligence, that need intelligence. The mage, the priest are just two examples for intelligence, that they get an increase of a mana whenever they do. When they do get intelligence, they get more chance to be able to cast their spells. And so for them, they need intelligence. Warriors, paladins are really well known for that. They need stamina and strength, so that way they can take hits easier when it comes to the stamina part, where they have a lot more health than the mage and the priest, and so they can take hits easier. And then they have strength, where they can melee and do more damage with their weapon. With the mage and the priest, they don't worry as much about the weapon. They want to be able to cast spells more frequently, and in turn, if they have high spirit, their mana, be able to get mana back more efficiently and quicker, so that way they can consistently cast spells, is a key attribute. I thought I would make this as a series for you guys, that it would be an interesting journey with you guys to see what your games, that in turn, what you guys play for games, that what attributes are you looking for in certain games. Again, when it comes to Fallout, having intelligence is key, because then you can increase your, I believe you increase your skills with your weapons more frequently. You can hack into the computers easier, but yet you can do strength instead, to where you can do more damage with your weapons. But I'm curious to know what attributes you guys are looking for in games that would in turn help you beat the game easier or make it more challenging. Because I know Zach did it to where he would do certain attributes to make it where it was more challenging. I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on attributes. And for mechanics, as developers, as time has went on, the mechanics have been more individual. And like what I was just talking about, that it's not all just based on skill, but you can put points into certain attributes to make it, you can level up certain attributes to make it where it's easier to beat the game. I'm trying to think of another example. This is going off my top of my head. I only had like a paragraph that talked about this. When it comes to Pokemon, there's certain Pokemon, all the attributes in turn, all the Pokemon will have increased attributes, but there's certain Pokemon that are more wanting specific attributes, just like in World of Warcraft, for an example. An example, when it comes to electric Pokemon, they want more speed, so they can be faster than other Pokemon. Rock Pokemon are more defensive. They want to be able to go and be able to take the brunt hit of attacks, or just examples when it comes to Pokemon. Then another key thing is racing games. You have racing games that you have the sports car that are extremely fast, not the best handling most times, like the Dodge Viper. By golly, it's one of the fastest cars out there, but by golly, if you have turns left and right that's consistently turning, you're going to flip out because it's just too fast and it's a little more difficult to control. Via Mazda R6, I think is what the car is called. It's not nearly as fast, but it has a lot of good handle to it. So meanwhile, it's the Viper is spinning out, trying to have a good drift to it. The R6 has good handle where you can drift and get around the corner tighter than the Dodge Viper. Another example is the first-person shooter games. You have the light machine gun that, not light machine gun, but submachine gun. It's a tiny little gun that frequently you're going to be shooting bullets a lot. You're going to, like, the clip I think is like 24, that it'll just spit out bullets left and right. It's not going to do nearly as much damage, but you have a better chance of doing a lot, like, more frequently doing damage. You have the AR, assault rifle, or light machine gun, LMG, that they have not only a bigger clip, but they're going to do a lot more damage, but they're not going to be nearly coming out of the gun as fast and frequent than the submachine gun. And then last and certainly not least is the sniper is one of the more well-known weapons that one bullet and you can possibly knock out your opponent that way, but you're going to take forever to be able to shoot a second bullet, and it's going to take you a long time to be able to reload your sniper, as for an example. That those each have attributes to them. That sniper is more strength-based or constitution, that is going to take longer to process, but it's going to do a lot of damage. Submachine gun, you're going to just do a lot of damage quickly, or you're going to be doing a lot of shooting, but you're not doing nearly as much damage with all those bullets. It's going to take you longer to knock out your opponent that way. But I am curious to know, like what I said before, what is a game for you guys that you guys have put so much time into, and what you find as your favorite attribute that you like to be a part of? And again, it could be World of Warcraft. Like with me, for the past 15 years, I mainly like to have the classes that have intelligence, where they have the chance to be able to cast spells at a frequent pace. And meanwhile, Zach likes warriors and paladins, where they are more beefy. They do a lot of damage melee-wise. Me, I'm sitting back further. I'm doing damage from a distance. And that's the same with life. With me, I'm trying to balance with my work, where I'm picking up 50-pound bags of dog food. It would be nice to be able to have the chance to be able to grab 2 things of 50-pound dog food and throw it into the bin without having much struggle with it. But if I start to pack on strength and muscle, I might slow down because I have too much of that. Right now, I have a good amount of dexterity. I'm able to be quick and be able to throw my stuff into the bin quicker, but I don't have as much strength compared to some other people. But that's just life. And I want to talk to you guys about this. I've been thinking about this for a minute now. Right whenever about 1 o'clock this afternoon, I had this burning sensation to talk to you guys about video games and about mechanics. And for now, I think this is going to be like every 3, maybe 4 days, I'll make up a video of this and upload it. And then I'm still going to continue to play Pokemon from here on out. And then we'll get this game completed, Pokemon Yellow, get into Crystal Clear, have some fun with that. Then we'll go into just continue to have fun with that. I plan to, come April, have a Pokemon Sleep Lock. And I want to get to where I can play Pokemon X or Y as a randomizer and complete the game or fall asleep while doing the stream for April, because that is my anniversary period of having this YouTube channel. And to complete one of those 2 games, X or Y, would be awesome, because those are probably my favorite Pokemon games of all time. Like, I love those. Beautiful vision to them. I love the design of the game as a whole. And in time, like what I was saying, it's not going to just be about the attributes. I want to talk to you guys about mechanics. I want to talk to you about the visual graphics and talking about storytelling. Break down games with you guys. Have a discussion. Have some fun with talking about video games. And I want to know more about you guys. What do you find appealing about games? What has drove you to find out about my channel that you guys loved about my channel that I play games on? It could be even about me having the ZKM Sports Talk with Zach and Mike, that we talk about anything and all things basketball related, thrown in with a little bit of football. It might be that I'm wanting to getting to know more people in the YouTube community that we have developed so far. And again, I do apologize for taking off that period of time. I just had some issues. I had some personal issues, but we are back. We are going to have a great time. Eventually, I'm thinking maybe tomorrow night, maybe even tonight, maybe after this video I start uploading it, I might just snag onto a stream real quick and we can continue to have some fun on YouTube. I love this content creating. It takes me away from the things in the world, and I can create content for you guys, and we have a great time talking in the community. I will probably be uploading this and having this scheduled for tomorrow, Friday at noon, and then come Saturday I'll go and do Pokemon, and we'll just continue to have some fun with Pokemon. This is weird. I got my OBS studio to my right, and it's kind of throwing me off because I'm seeing my mouth move and I'm seeing my face, and it's kind of out of my corner of my eye, but it's kind of strange. But again, thank you all, and I do want to continue to have this discussion. Let me know what your thoughts are on this new discussion. Oh, a big shout out to a guy, not just a guy, but a person named Game Maker's Toolkit. Kaylee told me about him. He's on YouTube. GMTK. I'll leave a link in the description of his channel. If you want to talk about breaking down and understanding and comprehending how a game is not only developed, but we find our time invested in these games, he kind of put me in this seat of wanting to discuss with you guys about video games. That he doesn't really do this camera stuff. He tends to just delve into the actual games themselves, and very, very intelligent guy. He breaks down stealth school, or he calls it stealth school, where he talks about why we're so invested into stealth games. He has like 2 videos about it. They're about 20 minutes long, and he does a really excellent job. And he has a Patreon channel, or Patreon, his own Patreon, where he just recently made it to where, with how much fans of his have invested in that Patreon, he made his videos for free, where there's going to be 0 ad revenue. That is awesome. I could go on and on about his channel. He does an excellent job. He's a lot more consistent than I am. You guys know me, before last year, before here recently, there was like a month where I would spend every other day making a video. I would go 3 months without making a video, 6 months without making a video. But I'm trying my best, guys, to make it where we're going to be consistent with this. We're going to have some fun. And I just want to say thank you guys for sticking around as long as you guys did. And I will talk to you guys on Saturday.